How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? I find myself in a bit of a difficult position because of my advanced years. I'm taking a risk. I have spent the past 15 years or more encouraging bartenders to be more and more creative, to push the envelope, to do whatever it takes to keep furthering the craft of the bartender. And for the past couple of years, I've started to get disappointed with what's happening out there, but not with everybody. I have learned more about creative mixology from 21st century bartenders than I ever knew when I was actually behind the bar in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. I was never a very creative bartender. I've gotten more creative in recent years, but only because I've learned from you guys. But I've started to see some things going a bit downhill. Last year, I was a judge at the finals of the Diageo World Class competition. And there was a German bartender, I've forgotten his name, but he made a drink for me. And he took a lemon twist, and he twisted that lemon twist all around the outside of the glass. I had never seen that before. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, the oils are now on the outside of the glass." He said, "And when you touch it, those lemon oils are going to go onto your fingers, and that scent will stay with you throughout the whole drink." I was amazed. It's like, my God, I would never have thought of anything like that. I called it the German twist now. The grilled ham, cheese and tomato sandwich martini was a drink that I encountered in Australia a couple of years ago. And when I heard about it, I thought, what a fucking monstrosity this is going to be. And what this guy had done is he had infused vodka with ham hocks, and he did the fat washing method, another 21st century innovation, fat washing. Do we all know what fat washing is? Yeah, okay. Another 21st century innovation. So now we had ham flavored vodka, smoked ham flavored vodka. He boiled up a chunk of Parmesan cheese and put it into the containers we used to make foams with. He put the water into there. He made a Parmesan foam. He got some cherry tomatoes and he put them in the bottom of his mixing glass, muddled them with the ham flavored vodka, added ice, shook that all hell out of it, strained it into a martini glass, topped it with the Parmesan foam. It was one of the best damn drinks I've ever had in my life. I don't want to tell 21st century bartenders to stop pushing the envelope, but I do want to point out that not everybody can do that sort of thing. And there seems to be, especially the very young bartenders now, there seems to be, I judged a competition in New York in January, February, 6 finalist cocktails. Each one of them had something like a root beer reduction, or you know, a rosemary tincture. Not one of those drinks was any good. They were all terrible. Some people are missing the point when it comes to being a bartender. Not everybody is going to be able to do this. How many chefs in the world are ultra creative? Very, very few. We don't need that many. We need people who know how to do the basics. And what made me really turn to this subject for this year's cocktail summit was that not only had I started witnessing very bad cocktails, I've also been noticing that the basics are not being followed. I've seen a lot of bartenders, young bartenders, shaking the drink for 3 seconds. And it's like, the drink isn't cold enough, it isn't diluted enough. I've heard a lot of bullshit about you don't want to dilute drinks too much. Yes, you do. You want 25% of your finished cocktail to be water melted from ice, because that cocktail should be gulpable, right? Harry Craddock, drink it while it's still laughing at you. You know, that's one of the reasons we shake and stir is to incorporate melted ice, water melted from ice, into the drink. Dilution is not a bad thing. Dilution is a good thing. Obviously too much, isn't it? But if you're not shaking for at least 10 seconds, you are not. And I'm normally a 15-second shake, but at least 10, you are not doing your job as a bartender. Okay. I held a competition recently in conjunction with Heaven Hill Distilleries, and we had 5 products, and the idea was that bartenders had to send in new recipes using one of those products. Yes, okay, yeah, I went back on purpose, thanks. This was the criteria I put on the invitation to submit. As we were looking for creativity coupled with simplicity. Cocktails should show an understanding of ingredients, and they should also be relatively easy to prepare. So don't go smoking lavender over mesquite chips and infusing soju with it, okay? Did anybody read that? I got recipes in there. Here's one with 2 vanilla-infused ice cubes. And then, to make vanilla ice, take 2 quarts of water, 3 vanilla beans, split and seeded, 1/4 cup of vanilla extract, in a sauce pot, boil, turn off heat, let steep for 30 minutes, let cool in a refrigerator overnight. Strain through a fine mesh strainer. Take mixture and put into 1.25 by 1.25 by 1.25 inch molds and freeze. Do you think I ever tested that fucking recipe? No, that was straight in the garbage. The next one is time for Ovaltine. Here, if you look at the bold stuff here, the glass half rimmed with a mixture of Ovaltine, almond flour, and sea salt. Now, I'm sorry, there's a possibility that actually tastes okay, but I wasn't even going to do it the justice of tasting it. It was like, no, you haven't read the rules. You didn't listen to what I was saying. I am not making this. Oh, this is overstretching the bounds here. Especially, this, don't I look good in this picture? I'm not sure how old I was then. I think I was about 13 or 14. The dangerous waters refers to how I opened this talk about, you know, I'm in danger of looking like an old fart, saying it's not like it was in my day. Well, I don't want it to be like it was in my day, but I want to make sure we don't forget the basics.